I've known John and Debbie for many years. All three of their kids went through Riverview. When you have other people that see good in other people and they inspire them to do more than they think they can do, I definitely think that's what FCA is. You know, like I said before, living in a conservative district and a lot of kids attending church, some that want to but they just don't. Now they have this outlet that they have all these other good people that surround them, and then can inspire and pull out those things that are in them to help them be better people down the road. Once you talk to them, you're going to find out you can trust them, number one. And number two, you're going to find out that they're here to help you feel better about not only yourself, but the situation that you're going to be in after you're associated with them.
With the FCA, I was one of the original leaders that went to Malone from Ridgewood. And through it, I've actually become really close friends with John and Debbie, and I love them to death. I've went to church my entire life, every Sunday. You know, I grew up in kinder church and went through a bunch of teen groups and everything else. But when I went to Malone, it was a different atmosphere. And I don't know how to explain it. It was like young and youthful, and it just felt like family. It was like they talked like to us specifically, as in like our age group. Whereas if you go to church, you know, sometimes the messages or the activities or whatever aren't specifically designed for teenagers. They really have a way of making you feel special, and like you can change anything that you put your mind to, and you can kickstart whatever you want. You know, as long as you have the fire of the Lord inside you, you have the power to do whatever you want, and they are encouraging and just wonderful people. The initial group that went to Malone, the leadership group is what we call it, they are the ones who deliver the messages when we meet on Fridays. So I guess that I'm kind of a pastor-ish. I just love the kids, and I really love just bringing God into school. You know, I talk to my grandparents, and they tell me about how when they were in school, you know, there was Bible lessons every day or whatever, and like, you know, we don't have that anymore, which is fine, but you know, it's nice to have that incorporated back in a way where it's a choice, you know. So it's really fun. It's really starting a fire, I will admit. You know, like when we first started, we had, you know, 12 people, and by the end of the year we had 20 to 30 to 40 depending on the day. And, you know, that was just in a, like, 4 or 5 month increment. And just getting it, like, on the ball, out of nowhere, spontaneous, you know, no planning or anything.
At first, I was kind of like, you know, this happens a lot. We have groups come in and they ask us if we want to do anything. And usually that doesn't happen, or if it does, it kind of is, like, on and off or fails. And so we kind of, like, sat back and waited. They said they'd get back to us. And then 2 weeks later, we ended up in Malone. Best thing I see coming out of it is honestly the positivity. I know with Riverview, my freshman year, you had your just general social circles. And nobody went into those social circles and nobody left those social circles. And you still have that a lot there, but every morning when we have FCA, those circles were completely gone. Like everybody was just together. Like that was one big social circle. And getting up every morning to talk in front of those people and seeing smiles on their faces, legitimate smiles, not the fake, oh yeah, we're here because we want donuts or chocolate and stuff like that, but smiles of encouragement and smiles of joy that they were there. It was just, it's a great atmosphere to be in, and it's a great atmosphere I think that our school could use a lot more of. And like I was saying, our goal is to spread it through, and I think if we could spread it through, a bigger and better atmosphere would grow in this county and potentially state, depending on how big this gets. He's a father figure as well, so I can say I have 2 father figures in my life. He's also, you know, a best friend. I know I can go to him with anything and he can come to me. He's also a person that's not afraid to have a good time, you know. I mean, especially in this, you know, genre of sensitive topics, you can't really say that you have I mean, you can say you've had fun experiences, but you can't say you can do it in a joking manner. And with John, he has times to be serious, and he has times to have fun. And I mean, the thing that I love about him is he's able to mush them into two things. Like, he's able to just, realize that we're teens and not adults, and able to have fun and connect with us.